UFC Paris has just wrapped up, and this is what's the verdict. Today I'm going to be recapping my picks for UFC Paris, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Renato Moicano. This was one hell of a fight card, so let's get right into it. The prelims definitely had some memorable performances, but I'm not going to cover them in this video. Starting off with the first fight on the main card, Firas Ziam had an absolute stunner knockout over Matt Frevola, and that was honestly one of the most disgusting knockouts I've ever seen. I'm a huge Matt Frevola fan, and I had him winning this fight in round 2 via TKO, but Firas pushed the pace more than usual, which definitely caused Frevola to have some problems, and brutal damage was done by Ziam. Matt Frevola is an absolute warrior and one hell of a dude, but that was one of the most disgusting knockouts I've ever seen. Next up on the main card, we had Morgan Charrier versus Gabriel Miranda. I was riding the hype train of The Last Pirate, and I'm glad I was doing so. This was an absolutely stunning KO and a great showcase of offensive and defensive wrestling. A phenomenal performance. Next up, we had Bryan Battle versus Kevin Jousset. This is a fight I really wanted to highlight because it wasn't a performance I was expecting from Bryan Battle. I definitely expected him to get the W, but not in that way. This was almost a Nick Diaz-esque performance. What I mean by that was the pitter-patter punches he was throwing to drown his opponent and break his will. It was just a more tactical performance than I was expecting from Bryan Battle, and I mean that with all due respect. I picked him to get the knockout in the first round, and I'm not upset that he got it done in the second. Phenomenal performance, and I really enjoyed the type of style that he brought in the cage today. Amazing fight, amazing performance, and Bryan Battle's definitely one that you guys need to watch out for. Next up is a fight that was really strange. Joanderson Brito got absolutely robbed. It wasn't a dominant performance from either man, but it was a clear 29-28 for Brito. Once the scorecards were read out, it just made the whole fight feel strange. I got it right for my verdict picks, so I guess I'm not too upset, but realistically, Joanderson Brito won that fight 29-28. Next up, we have Brendan Allen versus Nasruddin Imavov. In the first round, Brendan Allen made it clear that he had an advantage in the grappling. Nasruddin Imavov wasn't able to do much but survive, but once the second round got going, it seemed that Brendan Allen had gassed out a little bit. Imavov was able to take control on the feet, while Brendan Allen's takedowns became sloppy and a little bit more labored. Imavov was able to push the pace in the second and third round and tackle a tough contender in Brendan Allen. I thought Brendan Allen was going to get it done in the first when he got that takedown really early, but my verdict pick for this fight didn't shape out too well. And of course, we're going to move on to the main event of the evening, Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. This was the fight I was really banking on for my verdict picks. I picked Renato Moicano by TKO instead of the popular submission. I did the same when he fought Jalen Turner, and that paid off for me. By the end of the first round, Benoit Saint-Denis looked like he had been through a 5-round war. I'm not sure if he has a lot of scar tissue on his face, but he opened up quick. Renato Moicano was able to absolutely dominate Benoit Saint-Denis in the first round, and looked like he took round 2 off a little bit. But the bell for the third didn't even need to go off, as the doctor stopped it in between rounds. Benoit Saint-Denis was not able to see out of his right eye, so they stopped the fight. I got that TKO right for my verdict pick, but it wasn't in the third round. Was still able to secure 6,100 XP, so I'll definitely take that. I was able to get the championship belt for this event. Again, I'll always take that. UFC Paris was definitely an event to remember, and we definitely have some new prospects to watch out for. Bryan Battle and Nasruddin Imavov should definitely be moving up in the rankings, and Renato Moicano should be getting a real top contender within the lightweight division. This has been What's the Verdict, brought to you by DailyTapouts FC. Thank you for watching.